Did you know there's a secret woke war against Christmas in Hollywood, and it's been going on for a decade? Folks, we've got the proof. We're going to bring it to you, and get ready because it turns out Tinseltown isn't a fan of Garland. Hello, folks. Welcome back. It is a joy, as ever, a pleasure on our end to have you joining us. Keeping you ahead of the culture curve is what we do. And folks, this is a major story. This is something that nobody else is reporting. Hollywood deciding they don't want Christmas movies, and they haven't made a serious one in a decade, despite the fact that Christmas movies were a guaranteed win almost at the box office year after year. Click the like button, drop a comment down below. Folks, let's dive in. We'll let you know what's going on with the bah humbug Ebenezer's of Hollywood. Well, we got us a secret war, folks, and it's not an Avengers movie. We're talking about the battle from Hollywood on Christmas, and it's real. Going to Brian Truitt out of USA Today. It's that time of year, folks. Sugar plums and all the little dances with elves and angels, and got your Christmas tree up and your stockings are hung with cheer. It's time to debate what's the best Christmas movie. And so Brian's doing the thing, right? Every outlet out there is doing this because it gets the clicks. People care about this. They care about the top Christmas movies. And if you scroll down, they've got their list. Home Alone is at 20, which means they're crazy. The Ice Harvest is ahead of Home Alone, which means they're even crazier.
What?
Happiest Season is above that, which means they're even crazier.
What are these movies?
I know, right? It's insanity. It's made to make you click this and do this, I believe. You got to, because you can't believe it. And there's a reason you can't believe it. It's because it's engineered to keep you there. But it's that time of year to debate the best Christmas movies. The problem is, if we scroll through all these movies, and I'll scroll rapidly, folks, none of them are from now. Well, what does that mean? What does it mean if none of them are from now?
Did that say Zootopia was a Christmas movie there for a second? What was that? Oh, okay.
Just an ad.
That happens to have Christmas lights in it. Okay.
What does it mean if none of these movies are from now?
Not a Christmas movie, because Die Hard is not a Christmas movie, and Christmas plays no meaningful part of that movie.
Wrong.
Love Actually is ahead of Miracle on 34th Street. Give me a break. Scrooged at number one. I love Bill Murray. I love Scrooged, but it's not number one. That's crazy.
These are always made by people who kind of hate Christmas a little bit.
Yes. Well, Hollywood hates Christmas a little bit. And why do I say that? Well, going back to 2023, folks, an article out of the Hollywood Reporter said, why don't studios make Christmas movies like they used to? And I'm here to tell you that for the last decade, Hollywood has decided no more Christmas. They're not doing it anymore. This article came out in 2023. Can I tell you a secret? There has not been a major theatrical Christmas movie release since this article came out. It's actually worse today. And so we did a little investigating as to, what's going on. And guess what we found out? After our investigation, folks, and we'll put this up on the screen, we'll read this in just a minute. After we did our investigation, it turns out that from 1985 until 2019, there were 47 holiday Christmas movies that were successful at the box office. 47 films. And we could name them, right? We can go back to this list. It's a terrible list, but it's a list. We could go back to this and we could recount these. Some of these are before 1985. We're just doing 1985 to 2019. 47 Christmas movies since 2019, which is to say, in terms of production, since 2016, because movies get greenlit and approved. So since 2016, 2017. Can anybody tell me how many Christmas movies have been successful at the box office that have gone into production? Can anybody tell me? Take a guess. Anybody?
Successful because that one with The Rock bombed last year.
Right.
Was that at the movie theater or is it just Netflix?
No, that was the movie theaters because The Rock insisted on it being shot in IMAX. But
it was only there for a very short amount of time. 0.
Wow.
The answer is 0. They have... Talking about theatrical is the main way that they distribute the film, not Netflix, and they stuck it in theaters for 3 days or whatever. 0. 47 successful Christmas movies from 1985 to 2019. For the last decade, Hollywood has not made a single film because these things get approved in 2016, 2017, start coming out in 2020. None. Now I want to show you why I think this is. Why are they shunning in Hollywood at Christmas? This is out of the New York Post. It just came out by Richard Polina. Portland's woke tree lighting ceremony sparks outrage. They can't even say Christmas tree. Now, you all know that that Hollywood and Portland are not so far away in terms of their ideology. Seattle's the same way. And I want you to see the dance they're trying to play right now. They love the decorations. They hate the meaning behind it. Portland has sparked outrage after stripping its Christmas tree of its name, referring to it only as the tree. As thousands gathered in Pioneer Courthouse Square, which they'll get rid of that name soon enough, for Oregon's city's 41st annual tree lighting on Friday night, leaders and speakers avoided mentioning Christmas at any point, including in the ceremony and the event's ads. The festive occasion was kicked off with a woman from the Confederated Tribes of Warm Springs thanking everyone in the crowd for coming out on Native American Heritage Day. Okay. She introduced two younger members of the tribe who referred to the celebration only as the tree lighting. Draped in a flag of controversy, the woman used her stage time to lead the crowd in a free a place in the Middle East chant. This is the perfect time to bring this up. There are a lot of bad things happening, she said only moments into the tree lighting ceremony. And she tried to get people to chant about freeing a place in the Middle East. She then led the crowd in the Strong Woman song, performing alongside two young children, another woman noting that it felt appropriate since we're representing our matriarchs up here.
Hold on. The Strong Woman song? What is that?
I clearly talking about the person who won the competition the other day.
That's the song that Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote for Encanto, right?
Is it the song from South Park where they do the Strong Woman games where it's rising to the top, pushing to the end, give it all you got, barely break a sweat, strong woman, strong woman.
I just want to tell you guys, the way that Portland views this is not divorced from the way that Hollywood views this. Christmas is seen as a time of year that they have to put up with because it's consumerism. Yeah. And it drives a lot of the sales of their box office, of their toys, and all that kind of stuff. It keeps them swimming, not in Portland, but in Hollywood, in their diamond-crusted swimming pools. In Portland, they have crusted swimming pools, but it's a different kind of crusted swimming pools. What's happening is that Hollywood, in this decade of no Christmas movies, they've essentially moved stuff to streaming and cut the budgets on it. They put up with Christmas, but they don't want to deal with Christmas. And it's time for us to call this out, guys, because 47 successful Christmas movies over the generations in which many of us grew up. And it turns out that that's a way for Hollywood to get back to winning. But darn it, they can't do it anymore because they don't believe in the thing and they don't want to spread it out to the rest of the world.
Well, it's not even just Hollywood. Look at Disney right now. Disney just put out that thing where they called it their holiday tree. Man, look at how we put together our holiday tree. The only time, and then they have Jollywood Nights. The only time Disney says Christmas is Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, which is a thing that they can monetize and sell to. And they know that if they changed it to Mickey's Very Merry Holiday Party, it wouldn't sell out anymore.
Right, and if they do, so they've got the candle lighting processional at Epcot,
which I'm shocked still exists.
Well, the only reason it exists is because it sells out every single year in every possible way. So, but again, they are putting up with it, but we're not getting Christmas classics anymore. Right. The last Christmas classic was Elf. They won't make the Christmas stuff anymore.
They'll make it also something platforms because you had that Ryan Reynolds Will Ferrell movie on on Apple TV a couple of years ago. You had the Santa Clauses on Disney Plus, but they won't. It's only on streaming now.
Right.
Sorry.
Or Marvin and I were having a little conversation on the back end about Violent Night, which is technically a Christmas movie, or Fat Man, which I think went into theaters. But these are all like semi-deconstructionist, ironic. Oh, let's turn the holiday on its head kind of things, as opposed to something that is without cynicism to say Christmas is awesome. As opposed to, oh well, let's have a Krampus, let's have a violent Christmas movie. And I get it. I'm not saying anything bad about those movies necessarily, but when that's the only note that you're playing, it's like 90s edgelord. Hey, let's reboot My Little Pony to be like a dark and edgy My Little Pony.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, great. Thank you very much.
So Ron, we're in this very strange world where they will say Christmas if it makes them money. Yeah. But otherwise, we're all supposed to do all the festivities that surround Christmas, but we're not allowed to say Christmas, or at least they don't say Christmas, and they really don't want to discuss what it is that we're celebrating at all. Right? Don't you dare even bring up the Jesus thing. Don't do that. Don't do that.
At Epcot, I got to tell you, there's a line. If anybody's gone in the last few years, that they have put into the nativity story that I've noticed is scripted for the celebrity narrator to say, and it has to do with emphasizing that Jesus was just a man.
Oh yeah, they did that.
I don't know the exact line, but it was, when I first caught it, I'm like, well, that's offensive.
Right.
to anybody listening to the story that happens to be Christian. I mean, you talk about a company that says they want to be inclusive and that they say they don't want to offend particular religions. They talk about, not offending Muslims in particular.
Voodoo.
Right? Voodoo, right? They don't want to offend these people.
Can't even have Dr. Facilier because of voodoo. Might offend voodoo practitioners.
But the people in charge are, the people in Burbank, the people in California, the people that are the Hollywood people. They're in charge of these things. And it is true. They are very offended by anything that goes against their ideology or way of thinking. And it's very clear that they don't want to emphasize Christmas in any way that talks about what this holiday is actually about, which is celebrating for the billions of Christians across the planet the birth of Jesus Christ. And I don't know why, but that's offensive to them.
So culture, let's talk about this for a minute. So for the past, I don't know, 5-6 decades up until 2016, 2017, and what happened then? Oh, I can't imagine what happened in 2016, 2017. But for decades and decades and decades, a staple of the box office, a staple of Hollywood, Christmas movies. Yeah. And they didn't stop being successful. They kept being successful, and they were a part of our culture. We all gather around the TV still to this day to watch Rudolph and Frosty and all that stuff. But we don't gather around to watch any new stuff because they refuse to make it anymore. Culture, your thoughts on a decade of Hollywood refusing to produce a single significant Christmas movie? A decade of saying, no way, we won't give audiences what they would happily pay for.
I think you've defined the ideological divide between Hollywood and the rest of the world. I think that you've been able to do it in a calendar that kind of aligns with a guaranteed success and something that has an immediate attachment to the majority of the world at this point. And you're willing to walk away from it based on ideological reasons. That's the only thing that does this is, they don't want to acknowledge anything to do with the reason for the season. They want to exploit it. They certainly want to capitalize on it, as you pointed out. The Capitalism Association is something that they certainly desire. The problem is that they can't get their arms around the fact that acknowledging, the actual reason for the season wouldn't harm them in any way. If anything, it would make them money. And that's led to, also, I think, fewer productions being put in place in TV. You have to remember, of any of the channels out there that made any kind of Christmas stuff, Hallmark, you could almost set a watch by the number of Christmas specials that you would get each and every year. I don't think you're getting those either. I think that the people that have been put in charge of these things are so ideologically divided from the rest of the country, specifically here in the United States, but also globally, that they just can't bring themselves to exploit opportunities as they present themselves.
I'm going to disagree with you a little bit there, as a person who is in a house with many women in it. Hallmark is still hitting it hard with the Christmas stuff. It's it's not quite the same stuff that it was back in the past. And of course, that's mostly for television and streaming. So I don't think it changes Pro's thesis here. I'll say the last major and major with an asterisk release that was a holiday classic is or intention to be actually a full-on Christmas movie was The Grinch in 2018, the Illumination one, which made about $500 million at the box office, and they still sell that every single year. It's still a hit on streaming, I'm sure. But looking at this, I think that might have been the last actual family holiday movie released in theaters.
And it would have been approved, Jonas. It would have been greenlit, which is a fun way to say something about the Grinch.
Yeah.
Probably 2013, 2014.
Right. And the fact that it is a Dr. Seuss IP that sells well, and the Grinch is approved for monetary reasons. But I will say one more thing in their favor. They're one of the rare Christmas movies that doesn't go for the commercial aspect in the music. They actually have songs in the movie that acknowledge Jesus. So that's something that is kind of rare for holiday fare these years.
You know, at a time when Hollywood is desperate for wins, why is there not a Mickey Mouse CGI Christmas movie this year? Why is there not a Charlie Brown updated Christmas movie this year? That last Charlie Brown animated film they did was wonderful. I don't know if it was successful financially, but a Christmas one would be.
It was.
And these films,
it's now owned by Disney, I believe. So, and it was done by, I think, Blue Sky. So, bye. Well, you know, these things only need to make like $340 million, and they're huge successes because you don't have to do a lot of advertising for Christmas movies because it's just baked in to the apple strudel that is going to see a Christmas movie at Christmas time. Yet Hollywood denies it. And guys, when I realized this, when I researched this and found out not a single major Christmas movie has gone into production since 2016, my eyes were open to this, and I said, "Oh my gosh, how have we missed out on this cultural phenomenon that was canceled in the woke era, and we've never touched on it?" Marvin?
I was going to say it bleeds into the theme parks now too, to kind of bring it full circle to all of the things that we typically discuss. I was at Universal for their holiday stuff the other day, and it was the Universal Holiday Parade. It was Black Santa. It was no Christmas anywhere. And Disney. I think Disney has Black Santa in at least 2 out of the 4 parks. It's they are just obsessed with wokeifying Christmas, just taking the classic depiction of Christmas and putting it away. I realized why.
Is this the Santa you were talking about?
No,
Marvin.
No, he's white.
Although I think Clobber or whatever his name is would be a fantastic Santa Claus.
We just call him Torso Santa.
You know what? I realized the other day what's going on with the Black Santa stuff because I was watching Santa Claus is Coming to Town, the old claymation, and it shows young Santa. He's a redhead.
Yep. There you go.
Wipe out the gingers.
It didn't escape me that they had a Asian Mrs. Claus at the Macy's Thanksgiving parade too.
Well, that's because Santa knows what's good for him.
You know, so the Black Santa thing to me, it's not one of those things that I get up and frustrated about. I do realize though that Santa is based on an actual historical figure. Yeah. So it's like, would you have Black George Washington? Well, yes, I don't suppose so. And
Google would. Yes.
It's called Hamilton, bro.
Well, that's true enough there. Hamilton? True enough there, there's lots of stuff to be annoyed about, folks. We'll get to the other stuff, but we need to get back to making Christmas content again, and that's for the win for Hollywood. They have stopped doing it, and it's been a decade, and most people didn't notice it because we've been watching the old stuff anyway. Hey, Hollywood, you want to win? Go back to what wins. It's Christmas. It's been Christmas. It's gonna be Christmas. And yet again, folks, we have come to the end. But what a video it has been, and we hope you agree. Folks, if you had a good time with us, consider clicking that like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell, and drop a comment right on down below. We care about your thoughts. Folks, we also want to invite you to partake in thatparkplace.com. Of course, www. You get the idea. Thatparkplace.com. It is the website telling the truth, and it is a rising star across the web for pop culture news coverage and analysis. Go over there and bookmark it today. Folks, we're bookmarking you as a great guest that we appreciate. Until the next time we have the honor of spending time with you, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, folks, you better believe it, keep having fun.